for Patrick Harvey! Make me laugh. So how about this weather?
Yeah.
You guys ready? Ready for the warmth of the summer? You guys glad the weather finally broke?
Yeah.
I am too, because I'll tell you the truth. I was beginning to think we were playing a game of Marco Polo with spring. And spring is deaf. Coincidence or circumstance? Every town, USA, the animal shelter and the landfill are on the same road. Did you know that science has come out with, it's probably been a little while, but I'm behind the times, but science has come out with a new anti-pregnancy shot. You can get a shot to prevent your pregnancy. And it's amazing, like, it comes in all varieties for all kinds of people. 22, 44, 38, 45, 357. What's the deal with decaf coffee? Anybody here like decaf coffee or will admit to it? Non-alcoholic beer, same thing. When I ask people, they're always like, oh, I can't drink anymore. Caffeine's bad for me, but I like the taste. I'm calling bullshit. That's like eating a pocket pussy for the flavor of vagina. That just makes no sense. Other things that make no sense. Jam bands nowadays. Is it just me, or does every member of the jam band look like they just got back from Vietnam? What are you saying? I'm saying I know a little bit about Vietnam because I just turned 40. I'm going to let that sink in as I watch the hearts break. But for those of you who can get past the math, talk to me after the show, because that's how I stay young. But turning 40, they say, is what's the catchphrase?
Over the hill.
Over the hill. And I think we're past that in this day. I like to think personally that 40 isn't over the hill, but it's more like infancy. Because my balls dropped. And my chances of sharding are steadily on the rise. And the senility starts kicking in. But, so, I have a different viewpoint on 40. And I'm with you, though. When the old guy comes over to hit on you, or the old woman comes over to hit on you, I'm with you, because some of these people, man, when I look around, I see people my age, they look my age. And that shit confuses me, because I did some dirty shit as a kid. We all did. We were all kids. But I'm wondering, if karma's for real, what the fuck evil kid was this person? It just doesn't make sense to me. Speaking of confusion, there's a lot of things that confuse me. Obviously, this world confuses me, but has anybody here ever had a flashback? I don't get flashbacks. I get flash forwards. You know that moment where you realize, I'm going to remember this time again. Has anybody else here ever experienced time travel?
I'm out. No.
Has anybody here ever experienced time travel? I feel like my feelings on aging is as you get older and the senility starts to set in, the mind lets go here and there, that every day must be somewhat like time travel. Which is why I personally am planning my senility. Yeah, I'm planning it. I'm planning it right on out because, old people, the elderly, they get to do whatever they want. Sometimes whatever they don't want. It just depends on their day. But the bottom line is, when we all reach that point in life where we are officially deemed old, we each receive our unofficial license to kill. This is the truth. And so when I'm like 90, if marijuana is still illegal, and God bless the Commonwealth here, it probably will be, I'm just going to smoke openly in the streets. Like, fuck it. And if the authorities come to assess the situation, it might go a little something like this. Pardon me, sir. You do realize that drugs are illegal. What you're doing is illegal. Why are you doing that? Excuse me? What are you talking about illegal? You're an officer of the law. Why are you offering me drugs? Until they just leave me alone. Because in America, that's what we do for the elderly. But oh man, speaking of old timers, a few weeks ago I was riding with one of these individuals, and we come to a traffic light across Main Street, and the light's red, and there's no cars except for us there, and we wait a while, and this fella, he gets a little irritated and frustrated, and he turns to me and he's like, "God damn, this is torture." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, you know, I bet this is exactly how the gays are feeling right now." And the only response I could muster up was, "Sir, I'm not so sure that your grasp on human rights issues isn't a little bit loose." And he says, "Well, hear me out." And I'm riding with him, so I kind of had to. He says, "You're sitting here waiting for it to change, and you know what's going to change. Hell, you can see the other side. You're staring right at it. Plenty of opportunities, and yet we wait." Eventually, you get tired of waiting, you pick a direction and you go. You may deviate from your planned course, but you keep that end result in mind. And that got me to thinking, wow, I almost judged this man for a moment. But don't judge people on their statements until you've heard their explanation. And, for instance, I have one single, tried and true golden rule that I live by when it comes to relationships. I try to follow a lot of the good ones, but there's this one that stands the test of time, and that is great sex is no reason to stay together. But breaking up is no reason not to have great sex. Because let's face it, there is nothing nicer than new vagina. Except what I like to call new old vagina. And what that means is you've had that before. That's that vagina you're never going to forget. It's the one that haunts you in a good way. It's the one you thought you would never have a chance at dancing with again. That shit was so tight, you needed 3 days off just to regrow your penis dermis. And it was worth it. Ladies, switch it around, replace vagina with nice wide penis, make it fit for you. Speaking of nice wide penis, I was in the bathroom the other day, and I walked in there and I go into the stall this evening, And I don't always do that. I don't go to the stall. Generally, if I'm feeling an urgency, like it's ready to go, I'll walk in the bathroom with my dick in my hand, stop about a foot from the urinal, and let it go. Because I'm a confident man. I'll have a conversation. I don't give a fuck. But on those moments where it may take a minute for the stream to start, we all have them. I go to the stall. Because it's a little bit awkward to stand next to another man in the men's room and not pee. This creates an unnecessary discomfort. And I'm not trying to do that in the men's room. But I have one more thought to leave with you guys before I exit this stage tonight. Parents out there in the audience, and many of you who are not, pass this on to the parents that you know. Please, for all that is holy in this world, that term is loose. Kill off Santa Claus. Kill off the Easter Bunny. Kill off the fucking Tooth Fairy. I mean, these are just gateway lies like sugar to drugs. You know? You're presenting your children with lies while telling them not to. Thank you very much. Everybody please give